In this video, we are going to learn how we can read data from CSV and Excel into Pandas, into a Pandas data frame. First thing I'll need to do is import Pandas. Alright, so let's read an Excel spreadsheet. And to give you an idea of the kind of data that we're going to be loading, I have the spreadsheet opened up in Excel, so it's just a list of different songs. So I'll say tracks equals, and then I just call pd.readExcel, and then I can just give it a file name. So I know that the file is called Tracks.xlsx. So this will just load our data. So it's really this simple to load data into Pandas. So let's print this guy out and see for ourselves. So you can see that I have some data here, and it's actually already telling me how many rows and columns I have. So because we can't see all of the columns here, let's print out the columns just so we can verify that they're there. So I'm going to comment this out. I'm going to say tracks.columns, and we can print out all of the columns. So I can run this and see that we can see all of the columns that are being printed out. And additionally, what I can do, and now that I have this information, I can do something like, let's print out all of the entire column that's milliseconds. So just do something like this, and then it'll print out all of the milliseconds, and it's going to give me some useful information, like the name of the column is, how many rows we have, and then what the data type. What we can do is see how we can read a CSV. So I can load this guy up just by saying pd.readCSV, and I have to give it the CSV file, so flights.csv, and then we can do the same thing. Let's just print this out so that we can have some idea of what's going on. But you can see that we have 600,000 rows and then 25 columns. So it's a pretty big data set. You can see if I can expand this out a little bit. All right, so it'll say year, month, but wait a minute, this isn't quite right, because this should be the year. So it seems all the columns are offset by 1. So this isn't good. And this is because when we're loading something like this in Pandas, what it's going to try to do is use this first column as the index. And we don't want it to do that. We want to just have we call natural indices. So we're just 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on and so on. So what I can do is just use a parameter here and say index call equals false. And so now let me run this. All right, so now let's see what we have. So okay, so this seems to be promising, right? So this is the correct column for the year. This is the correct column for the month, so month 1 being January, and now you can see that the indices are correct. So it's 0 up to 599,099, because remember it's 0 index. Flights.columns, and we can see all of the columns. So that's how we can read Excel and CSV spreadsheets in Pandas.